Hi there guys and welcome back to Football Manager here on FM303. We're with Ipswich Town and once again we are almost live, but we want to crack on with this. We can't do the live streaming right now, so go back and watch that last episode because we had the first two games in the Premier League, and as you can see on screen, we had a great home win against West Ham to start. We were 1-0 down inside a minute and we turned it around and put four past them, and perhaps even better, we then drew 0-0 with Manchester City, which is utterly crazy in the circumstances, and we missed a penalty. Jaskalainen having the game of his life in goal. Not sure you can see that behind my head just about, which is wonderful. Since the last time you saw me, we've had the Carabao Cup second round, which I'll take you through quickly now. We completely rotated the team, as I'll show you. Went for Walton, Coleman, Wolfenden, Clark Salter, Vincent Young, Hughes, Sheaf, Dazelle, Barker, Goodmanson and Shankland. We'll watch the only goal of the game. QPR, to be fair to them, were probably the better team, but we got through it, which is the main thing in the circumstances. They did give us a hard game in the playoff final last year, but you know, with all that being said and done, to rotate the team, give a few other lads a run out was really good, and Shankland's first goal was really important in my eyes anyway. Wolfenden coming down the right, Shankland there at the near post, nice finish over the goalkeeper, and that was all it took to take us through to the next round, which is utterly brilliant. And we're going to play Swansea in that, who are of course in the championship themselves, so hopefully we can once again rotate and then also, you know, push on in the cup as well. So anyway, today we're going to do a double header of Blackburn and West Brom, and if we've got time we might squeeze Fulham in as well actually. So but anyway, currently we're in 7th in the Premier League. We played 2 games, won 1 and drawn 1, as you can see here, so pretty decent start. We're 10% of the way to the 40 points we need to stay up, so fingers crossed we can push on this episode and get a few more points under our belt. Right, here we go. Brittany, Mike at the ready. Let me take you through the Ipswich Town team today. Of course, playing Blackburn, who are currently bottom of the league. They got hammered 6-0 by Liverpool in their first game and then they lost their second game as well. So they did finish above us in the league last year. Jaskalainen in the goal today. Sessegnon at right back. Then we've got Hamilton and Porteous, our new centre-back pairing. Vincent Young's at left backs. Unfortunately for us, after a great game against West Ham, Mark Boller has got a slight knock and he'll miss out. Herbie Kane's going to be the ball-winning midfielder. Then we've got Downs and Hume as a deep liar and a box-to-box. Patrick Roberts on the right. Sarika Dembele gets a start on the left. Ever Gervino today was on the bench, and we've got Caden Jackson up top. Strong bench as well, as you can see, with Shankland, who came off the mark in the Carabao Cup last round. Blackburn Roads, they're going to be Krellin, Coyle, Lenihan, Salter, Hammerlinen, Evans, Travis, Alusi, Dak, Tate and Jack Vale up top. But also a pretty decent bench all in all. So let's go and say, do I want to say I expect a win today? Should we gamble on that? This is one of those where your season come crashing down very quickly, right? I'm going to say I expect a win today, and I'm going to give them the faith as well, guys, and hope that will make the difference. Let's head to the tunnel now. How much is Joe Rothwell's absence? I'm sure they're missing, but they're a quality team. I'm going to talk about the 11 players. Dazelle's not on the bench, obviously. He's currently missing out, but he is going to be an option. And of course, we are also looking at potentially maybe 1 or 2 more transfers. Bear in mind, we've got about a week to go to the end of the window. But anyway, get the game underway here. We're on our home kit today, on our home ground at Portman Road. Downs there with an early tackle. For some reason, Blackburn are in their home kit as well, which in the circumstance I find quite peculiar because they've got blue on it. But there we go. Get me a call on the Blackburn early doors here. Tate to take it now. He's going to play it across into the box. Dak with a header. Luckily for us, not a lot of power behind it, and Jaskalainen can pick it up. This is one of those games where you can come crashing back down to earth a little bit, so I hope we can do really well in the circumstances. Roberts has come through. What a run. What a goal from Patrick Roberts. I was just saying, it's one of those games you can come crashing down to earth. Bear in mind, you had that great draw against Man City, the great win against West Ham, but we are off and running on 3 minutes. It was a decent counter-attacking ball. Jackson, really good vision there to knock it down to Roberts. Roberts did it all on his own. Look, just completely dodged the slide tackle, and he's missed that the sort of chance earlier in the season, but we stuck with him, and now he's finding the bottom corner, which we'll take. So we go 1-0 up here at home to Blackburn. Great stuff. We really should be looking to win this game. We need to get points from somewhere. We start dropping points here, it's a little bit more sketchy, right? Lennon plays it forward. Now Porteous can clear here with the header. Roberts trying to come forward, but Travis is marking really well here. Play it around the back here, Blackburn. There's going to be a lot more highlights in the Premier League, I think, in the circumstances. There's going to be a lot more interesting games coming up here as Coyle comes down the right-hand side. Vincent Young tries to get a foot in, but can't. Ball across, Vale turns and hits it all, and luckily for us, Jaskalainen really aware there. He's done really well so far for us in goal. He was a slightly punty transfer for £1 million, but I did feel he was a bit of an upgrade, so really encouraged by him so far. But my Blackburn have had more this game in the first 15 minutes, but our one shot on target has been utterly decisive, and that's all you need, right? 20 minutes shooting by here though. So as you can see as well, Session's gone in the book and so has Herbie Kane, which is a slight concern perhaps because it's quite early. Dak's gone in the book for Blackburn, but nothing much to report now really. The game's calming down a bit. As you can see from the stats, Ipswich are now building, which is really good. If we can get that second goal before half time, I'll be really encouraged here. But obviously now we shifted up the formation this year, dropping the attacking mid for the defensive mid. A little bit more tighter perhaps, going to be a little bit more counter-attacking. I did wonder for this game we should go back to an attacking mid, bear in mind we're playing against a team our level, but I thought overall balance of the season, we want to get the players used to this formation, right? So anyway, still going to try and press them here as Travis now conceded ball to El Nusi up on this side. Comes back into Travis now. Blackburn are capable though. We're not really closing him down too quickly here, obviously saving a bit of legs. Tate coming forward now and finding Travis. Ball down the left hand side of Hammerliner, can get it across. Vale's there and he should have scored. Is that a save? It is. Somehow, Jaskalainen has pulled off a world-class save. It looked like something out of the Matrix. What a save that is. Take with the corner now. Lennon there can't beat Downs, luckily for us. Can we launch a counter-attack? Blackburn are looking a little bit ahead of us in some ways on the pitch today, which is quite concerning. Dak can play it forward. Session back to the goalkeeper here. Possibly could have headed it back to him. But anyway, going to play it forward now, see if we can launch a counter-attack. Roberts there getting caught out with the left back. Ball comes forward again for Blackburn. Vale's in. Oh, good shot and a good save from Jaskalainen. And possibly could have saved it, but keeping the clean sheet is quite important. And now we can get the ball away. I still wonder if at half time we might have to tell them off a little bit because I'm not convinced we've played that well really all in all. We've let Blackburn have a lot of this game, which is quite worrying when you've got higher quality teams coming up. To the dressing room now. I'm going to say I'm not happy with this because I think actually we should be doing better. We need to get that second goal to confirm our 3 points. Second half underway and we'll start thinking about some changes, especially with Kane perhaps and Sessegnon. We've got options to replace them. Wolverhampton played pretty well as right back in the last game, and we have got Seamus Coleman on the bench as well. Obviously who's a bit more, he's slower but he's a bit more solid potentially than Sessegnon in the circumstances. It's one of those youth versus experience, right? Anyway, 60 minutes has flown by here. I think it's going to be time to make that change in a second. Get to the 65th minute. So let's see what we can do here now. Callum Hume's also got in the book and he's not having the greatest game. Only got one real midfielder I could bring on though, so I think we're going to get Herbie Kane off here. Well, he's playing alright actually. I think Callum Hume's not playing as well, so let's get Ben Sheaf on. We'll do a swap here, Sheaf for Downs and go box to box. And we'll get Sessegnon off here for Coleman to cover off these yellow cards. I'm a bit conservative with that. I've got a very good disciplinary record with this team. Touch wood, no red cards as of yet in 2 years, which is quite remarkable in the circumstances. Anyway, pushing on now, 17 minutes. I'm going to demand some more here, see if we can still get this second goal. And I think the last change is going to come up now quickly, which is going to be Dembele come off. He's not had a great game. He's on a 6 rating, but I'm trying to get him into the team a little bit. Replacing him with Gervino, who looks pretty good as well. Bearing in mind his age, he's got great physical attributes, and that is really pushing him on for us this year. You know, caused a couple of problems so far for some teams. Anyway, Blackburn now with 10 minutes to go, though. We've only got the 1 goal advantage. Gervino can play it long. Can he find Jackson? Sadly not. Jackson will chase it down, though, with his legs here. Crellin plays it forward now as Blackburn are going to try and steal something here with 10 minutes to go. They've been in this game as well, which is quite worrying. Against West Ham, we managed to turn it around and put them out of sight. But anyway, here comes Tate now. Good block from Coleman. Comes back to Daklow. That could be a penalty. Buckley with a strike. Jaskalainen makes a save. I'm actually quite glad they carried on the game because I think that was a penalty. I don't know how VAR didn't pick that up, but anyway, Tate with the corner in now. Buckley's at the back post. Jaskalainen does well again there. He's had a really good job in between the sticks so far. That was quite worrying. Do you guys think that was a penalty? It was very close. Anusi now for Blackburn, trying to play it in. Gervino can pick the ball up though and bring it forward. Oh, he's hit his own man. That's a disaster. Vale with a turn and strike. Hits the bottom of the post. Do I park the bus now? 10 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go, sorry. I'm going to demand some more here because Blackburn are building. Sheaf now can link up with the throw from Coleman. Jackson comes back to pick it up. We've got to try and get a bit higher up the pitch here, perhaps. Gervino now can pick the ball up here. Really good spray ball there from Jackson. Coyle will clear it. It's going to be a corner. Can we take opportunity of the set piece here, which is going to be so important this season for us? We need to take these chances. Roberts will take it here. The 3 points will do, to be frank, but I'm still a bit concerned by performance, perhaps. Vale will clear it. He's back there defending after being the striker for the whole game. 4 minutes of added time here now. I feel a little bit edgy here. There's a last minute chance. Blackburn play it in for Buckley. We had this against Man City. End up in the back of the net. Luckily it was offside. Cabana comes forward, the substitute. Hits the defender. Comes back out to him here. Just need to get rid of it. And luckily for us, the full-time whistle goes. A massive 3 points in our campaign again. 1-0 win. Not the greatest performance. I think I need to tell them that. I'm going to say I'm not happy with the performance out there. Got to stick on them a bit here. I think, you know, against Blackburn, we should be doing better than that really in the circumstances. It was a top goal from Patrick Robertson on 3 minutes. That was all she wrote. Puts us back up into the top 4 at the minute, which obviously we can't really maintain to the end of the season. But anyway, pretty happy with that in the circumstances. I think we could have gone a lot worse. Going to quickly save the game now, and we'll get ready for West Brom, and we'll see what's happening with these transfers I'm trying to do. There's also might be a player heading out in a minute, which might be a bit of a surprise. Right, and here's the player going out. Might be a bit of a surprise here. Emir Hughes, we're going to move on to Dundee United for £1 million. And that might seem pretty harsh. He's played pretty well, but I was looking at his stats and he's pretty average, really. I think, really, in the circumstances, he is worth £3 million, so we have lost out a little bit. But also, there's a player I'm going for who's a new midfielder who I think is going to be a massive upgrade. And here he is. It is Celtic's David Turnbull. They want £12 million. That's a lot of money, right? I'm not sure we got the budget for that. Yeah, we really don't. This is going to be a problem. Right, I've got a transfer budget of £5 million though, so let's see if we can really push this to the max. I need a little bit for agents' fees, let's not forget. So I'm going to give him 50%. Let's see what this does. Still getting a bit close here. I'm going to get that million from Dundee United in a minute as well, let's not forget. So let's go up to 5 million, 7.5. A lot of add-ons here, I know. Suggest getting closer, right. I think 8 million. I really need this guy, really. He looks world class, so let's see if we can get him in. That's what we want. After 10 games, 250. I think we're going to have to accept that and go for that. I mean, if you look at his stats here, guys, quickly, his passing's great, his technique's great. He's still young. I think, you know, we need to try and get him. You know, things physically he's not the best, but I do think we can utilise that and balance that. So, see how we get on. He'll start negotiations. He wants to be a squad player. He wants to play as a deep line playmaker. I'm going to remove that, even though he will probably be playing there. Finalise the promises. Let's see what he wants. I want to get him on a 5-year deal if possible, because he's going to be a long stalwart of the club. Right, so we'll do this and see how this gets on. I think that's reasonable. Hopefully we've got enough money to just about cover this. He accepts. Right, okay. There might be a problem here in, you know, that we might actually not have enough wage budget for this, but hopefully we'll be able to get it over the line in a minute, and I can always adjust afterwards, right, and see how we get on. So, fingers crossed, we'll make these transfers happen and see what we can do. Right, and we got him here. Just before the West Brom game, we have signed Turnbull. We did have to adjust the wage budget, so are we blown? Yeah, we're 40k in the red now. Crazy. Right, that is an issue. I might have to ask for a little bit more wage budget, perhaps. They might give it to me, actually. They've been quite good to me so far. Curtis Jones is back full training, which is good as well. I'm going to quickly do the squad registration here and do the squad number. Obviously, we've lost that position in the squad for... I've forgotten his name now. Dear me, Hughes. I was on a moment there. So we can at least bring him in to maximise it again. Ask Downs to welcome in here. See if we can integrate him into the squad. Squad number... I think number 25 seems reasonable for a centre mid, right? Going to submit that, and then we'll get ourselves ready for this West Brom game. Okay. Right, so here we go. West Brom away, the next game. Another one we should really be looking at 3 points. They've not got, you can't see it by my head, but they're currently 18th with 0 so far. So hopefully we can get out there. They're playing the attacking option, which normally fits quite well with our defensive one here, right? As you can see from the teams, there's a couple of changes. Boller's back, as is Curtis Jones. The left-hand side's been changed up. Vincent Young has been dropped. And Austin Bailey didn't have the greatest game, a 6 rating. We took him off with Jovino in the game. And I thought in the circumstances, let's just swap them, straight swap, and leave Jovino on the bench. So anyway, going to go to the match now. I did have a board meeting before this game. I did ask for more wages and they said no. So for the moment, 40k overspent. I'm just going to not worry about it and see what happens. But anyway, the West Brom team today is going to be Johnson, Furlong, Dekal, Kipri, Pedersen, Kurtic, Field, Matthias Pereira, Luke Freeman, Tulloch and Carlin Grant. So that is quite an interesting team here. Go out there and impress me today, lads, away at the Hawthorns. I have faith in you guys. Don't want to take control of midfield. I'm going to say I have faith in you. Right, we'll go with that. I'm going to kick off here and not talk about the chairman. Bear in mind, we've just had quite an interesting conversation where I'd really lent him trying to get that extra money. I don't actually think we're going to be able to find 40,000 in our squad to be able to cover it. So that's going to cause me an interesting one on transfer deadline day. I might have to make 1 or 2 more little twists here. But anyway, the game's underway. Now come West Brom early. We're in the red today, away from home. Furlong tries to get it across. Curtis Jones' first start in the Premier League will be interesting for us today. But anyway, he's been out injured. So let's see how he gets on in the circumstances. And like I say, hopefully we can pick up another 3 points here. We need to try and get the points against these teams. We've got some real tough games coming up in a minute. Anyway, Roberts coming forward now. Session on the overlap on the right-hand side. Got the pace. Comes forward. He's getting matched off here, but Pedersen can't block the cross. Unfortunately, there's a lot of West Brom players back there, so we couldn't win it in the penalty area. West Brom last season gave us a few tough games, but we did beat them in the Championship once, I believe, and I think we drew the other one. So, in theory, hopefully we'll be alright. But then Blackburn gave us a lot of hassle in the last game, and the one the win was probably quite fortunate. Jones coming forward here on the left-hand side into the penalty area. He's gone down, and that's gone down, and it's going to watch the video here. It could be a penalty. If it is, I'm going to be careful as if I can choose who's going to take it, because Session took the one against Man City and utterly fluffed it. So hopefully I can let Curtis Jones take this. He was our ideal penalty taker the last couple of years. And the referee says penalty. Hopefully I can choose Curtis Jones here. Curtis Jones is going to take it anyway. Right, come on Curtis, let's bury it. Curtis Jones in the bottom right corner. Come on Ipswich, this could be a third win out of 4 to start our Premier League campaign, which would be remarkable as the favourites to go down. We were the favourites to go down last year in the Championship and we still won the playoff final. We are really punching above our weight. Nice finish there, puts it in the bottom right. Absolutely brilliant start here. Let's build on this and try and get the second goal in the circumstances. Look at that league table, we're currently second at this rate. Come on Ipswich, let's keep building here. This is really, really good stuff I'm seeing. I'm really impressed by how we've adjusted. I've gone by a lot of our coaches' potential theories on how well the players are going to develop and stuff. So it's nice to see that's coming true a bit here. Herbie Kane has got a knock, I just noticed. Carlin Grant here linking up with Pereira. He's a strong player. Pereira back to Curtis. Here come West Brom. They've got quality going forward though. Ball across, Grant's there. Sessignon managed to get the header on it. Field can pick it up though and try and feed it down to Pedersen. Good ball. Pedersen comes inside. Roberts has fouled him there. He's going to review the footage. I don't think that one was a penalty, but we did get away with one in the last game. Are West Brom about to get a penalty here to give him an opportunity to level the game up? I think he got the ball. It looked like it to me anyway. I'm not just saying that. Let's see what happens. The referee says it's going to be a penalty. Okay, right. Jääskeläinen is going to face a penalty here for the first time this season. Who's going to be taking it for West Brom? It's going to be Carlin Grant. Carlin Grant to take it. What a save from Jääskeläinen. The guy's Superman. Ball across. Oh, Field hits it off the defender. Come on, Ipswich. Now it's counter-attack and sucker punch. Here comes Jackson. Just got one more man to turn and try and get the strike away. Kipri goes sliding in. That would be hilarious if we'd won a penalty there just after they missed theirs. Whoa, we'll take that in the circumstances. What a let-off that is. I don't think it was a penalty, though. I think that's quite karmatic. I don't think that was ever a penalty. It looks to me like Roberts won the ball. But anyway, here come West Brom again. Boller now can clear the header. Nice ball up to Jones. Got to be a little bit more quicker perhaps how we deal with this. Herbie Kane down to Roberts. Downs now. Can he find a pass? Spray it up to the flank perhaps. Yes, to Sessignon. Roberts is in. Roberts there. Good sliding tackle from Pedersen in the circumstances. Gives away the corner now, which we're going to take. Here we go. Hume to take it. Plays it all the way across into the middle. Pedersen with a clearing header, but it's going to come straight back at them here. Can he get another ball across? Carlin Grant's back defending there. Does a really good job to take the ball off him in the circumstances. And now there's going to be an opportunity. As you can see here, Herbie Kane has got a bruised shin. We'll leave him on because that's not a major injury, but I might consider he's in the book to do something later. Grant coming forward now. Long range strike. Luckily, it was quite wide at that left-hand post. And it goes wide for a goal kick. Jääskeläinen to take here. 10 minutes towards half-time now. 35 minutes on the clock. That was a pretty bad ball from Porias there. Here comes Pereira and he's finished it. We deserve that. The thing's gone all squiffy. Anyway, Matis Pereira gets the equaliser for West Brom. Probably deserved on the balance of play. We rode our luck a little bit there. And I think that was the problem here. You can see Porteous didn't find the right ball. He should have played it somewhere else. He just hoofed it long. Curtis there didn't do a very good job there. He played it for the Pereira. Pereira with a good finish at the near post there. What can we do? Disappointing. First goal we conceded for a while as well, but there we go. Anyway, head towards half-time. It looks like it's going to be 1-1 at this rate. It does mean I've got to tell them off a bit, because look at these stats again. West Brom are having more of this game, really, in the circumstances. And I still think we need to push on and try and win all these games. We're going to have a chance of staying up this year. We get to half-time, though. Head to the dressing room now. I'm far from pleased. I think we need to do better here, guys. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Caden Jackson looks slightly demotivated, but Caden, you need to get there and get us a goal, buddy, in the circumstances. Leave Herbie Kane for the minute. He will be the change that we will make. I think Turnbull, our new signing, is on the bench, so that'll be an interesting one to put him in and swap him over probably with Downs and put Downs as a ball winner because he's a bit more physical than Turnbull, right? Anyway, here come West Brom now. They got a throw. Boller can pick the ball up off Furlong here. Going back to Porteous. Kane. Can we build from the back here, which we like to do? It's a bit sloppy here. West Brom are pressing us pretty well. They're tactically pressing quite well. They're sort of covering off the lines of passing here really nicely. Tulloch comes forward now. He's had a few years of Doncaster. Played in. Herbie Kane will clear it. We have got the counter-attacking option, but some of the newer lads like Kane haven't found Jackson that well yet so far. They're just getting used to what he plays like. Jones can pick that up though. Can he play the ball through? He can. Jackson's got to turn a couple of players here. Can he find some space? He can. He gets a strike away. Unfortunately for us, wasn't much power on it and just dribbled past that far post in the circumstances. Throwing now to Ipswich. Sessignon to take. Bit of a sloppy pass there by Roberts. Hamilton up to Sessignon again. Those who win the ball back. Roberts plays it in. Jackson's got the chance. Good save from Johnson under pressure there. Fantastic save from the West Brom goalkeeper. We could have buried that one in the far corner. That one was on target from Caden. Anyway, corner now from Hume. Hume to bring it into the box towards the back post. Jackson was waiting dangerously. Headed on there by Kurtic. Is going to go out for an Ipswich Town throwing here on the far hand side. Coming back into this game a bit now. I think it might be time for Herbie Kane to come off. He's looking like he's starting to get a little bit tired now as well. So Herbie Kane come off here. David Turnbull can come on. He's a deep line playmaker naturally, so it's good to get him on. Patrick Roberts isn't having the greatest game, as is neither Caden really. Curtis Jones is looking alright though, so I wonder if we should... No, Joe, I'm going to leave it for the minute. I've changed my mind. I was tempted to get Jovino on, but I think we'll leave it for the minute and just see how we get on here. There's still half an hour of the second half to go. We want to try and push on here and get the 3 points if we can. So I'm going to demand some more here and hope we can get that opportunity. We've not been as free scoring since we changed the formation, but we have, we're having to be a little bit more solid. Freeman with the corner in now for West Brom at the back post. Oh, and it's off the line. This is getting edgy. It seems like we're slightly declining our performances, and Callum Hume's got in there two-footed, but he's won the ball luckily. Jones now can come forward, but we do lose the highlight. That was a close one. He hit the post there and it came back and nearly fell over the line. Luckily, Boller was well aware of what was going on. Turnbull there has been slid on there, but he's going to come out into Callum Hume. He has got a long-range strike. Here comes Boller again. He's been free scoring for us so far, really. Comes inside. He can win a penalty here. Plays it across. Roberts over the crossbar. You can't miss those chances, boys. I think that's going to be Patrick Roberts coming off, unfortunately. He's completely dropped his morale there with that one. So let's get him off here. Don't want Goodmanson or Jovino. I'll go for the experience of Jovino. Porteous hasn't had a great game. I wonder if I should take him off as well. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to take him off for Luke Wolfenden, I think. I think Wolfenden deserves a run out. He's been our captain for a few years. He's been captain fantastic. Anyway, free kick to West Brom. DeCarles, he's played it back to Pereira. He's got the strike. Oh, I thought I was going in the top corner. Oh, that was almost painful. Just watching that ball rise and go towards that top right corner. I think any goalkeeper in the world would have stopped that if it was on target. But anyway, final 5 minutes now. West Brom looking to try and get 3 points here. Ball's thrown into the box. Kurtic plays it across and Field scored. Oh, no. It was on the cards the way it was going. This could be a pretty disappointing defeat, all said and done. So West Brom go and take the lead here by 2-1. We were 1-0 up and they've missed a penalty. So we have rode our luck a little bit. That was a terrible bit of marking. We just let him free and he finds the bottom corner. Good stuff from West Brom in all fairness. Looks like we're going to be facing our first defeat unless we could do something here. I'm going to say, come on guys, demand some more again with a few minutes to go. 3 minutes of added time. I think it's going to be a defeat here for Ipswich, guys. And that's going to surely be it. We're in the last few seconds now. Hamilton down the Turnbull. We've just got to get it forward. Jovino plays it down. Jones is not going to get there first. Furlong hoofs it into the stands. It's all over here. Defeat. Well, it's the Premier League, so we were going to get defeated. I think the performance wasn't particularly brilliant today. Jääskeläinen, again, was the star man. He has been utterly brilliant, which is what we signed him for. I'm far from pleased with that, I think, in the circumstances. But we have brought in, obviously, a few new players. And, when you do that, there's a little bit of gelling to happen as well and stuff like that. So let's walk away from this. First defeat of the season. Anyway, one of those. We've got to keep pushing on here and hope we can do something. Like I say, Turnbull makes his debut. We slam the team, which is understandable in the circumstances. Going to the schedule now. Yeah, that little red blotch is not helpful. Because as you can see, coming up, we've got Fulham, and then we've got Swansea in the Carabao Cup, and then Liverpool and Tottenham. I think we'll try and squeeze Fulham in today, and then we will, in the next episode, or the next live stream, depending, get towards those Liverpool and Tottenham games. Right, so here we go with game 3 and the final one of today. We're going to be playing at Portman Road against Fulham. So this is going to be an interesting one. We've got Jääskeläinen and Wolfenden's coming at right back today because, of course, Sessegnon is on loan for Fulham, so he can't feature. So consequently, I went for Wolfenden over the option of Coleman because I thought the pace we're going to be facing down those flanks from their players, I felt would be a little bit safer. And Wolfenden played pretty well there, and he can play at right back. So I thought let's give him a go. So we've got Wolfenden, Hamilton, Porus, Boller, Kane, Downs, Hume, Roberts, Jackson and Jones up top there. On the bench as well, Dazelle comes in, obviously for the space for Sessegnon. Fulham's there going to be Pajal, Diaz, Adebayor, Foyth, Parks, Lundstrom, Lamina, Antuna, Novus, Sandro and Mitrovic. So this is going to be an interesting game. I'm going to say, got to give their fans the money's worth. I'm going to say I have faith in you again, although it's starting to get a little bit ragged now. I'm going to get to the kickoff here now, not speak to the press. I think I'm one of those quieter managers, apart from when I'm actually streaming the game. So anyway, let's see how we get on here. The last game, the performance started to drop a little bit. I did make one slight tactical tweak. I took off playing out from the back because I felt there was sometimes we got ourselves in a little bit of trouble there. Sancho goes close earlier with a long range strike. We're not very good at starting games quickly, but anyway, that will be one of the ways, hopefully we can change things up a little bit and be a bit more perhaps decisive in the circumstances. But anyway, Bolivar throwing in now down the left hand side. Porter's now going to push up a little bit and hopefully find the right pass. That's a bit dangerous. Plays it back to Hamilton. Hamilton up to Roberts. Nice find there. Wolfenden's trying to overlap. Roberts though plays a sloppy ball across. Here comes Antuna. Oh dear, this is the problem we were worried about. Antuna comes forward and he's put it in the bottom corner. Second goal of the season for him. It's Fulham 1, 1, Ipswich 0, sorry, here at Portman Road. Disappointing there. I'm trying to sort of get the team away from this a little bit because I think we are going to get caught out a lot more here now. And what happened straight away? It happened straight away. So there we go. Unfortunately, Jaskalainen there, it was at that angle where he couldn't do a lot. He's been really good for us so far, so we can't complain too much about him in the circumstances. We fall 1-0 down here. I think Fulham on paper are a very good team and they're looking like they're going to push towards the top half of the league this year. And they've really built and sustained well in the Premier League the last couple of seasons. So hopefully we can still do something here. Oh, God, Kane went in two-footed there. Do you see that? Anyway, Mitrovic is there and he's going to find Novias. We've got to get rid of this. Oh my word, Fulham have got us penned really far back here. I wonder if counter-attacking might be the way through. I think Antuna might have been offside there, so that was quite lucky in the circumstance. Herbie Kane's gone down here with a potential groin injury. Right, I think we'll get Turnbull on here. Or should we go for Dozell? I think Turnbull. I think we could go for Dozell, but I think we'll go for Turnbull in the circumstances. We did have a scout report on Callum Hume recently which says that he's becoming a Premier League quality midfielder. So I want to stick with him and Downs, who are both really highly rated by the coaches here. Anyway, here come Fulham again now, just past the 15-minute mark. Diaz coming down the side here. Oh dear, it looks like we're trying to lose the ball a bit. Sancho's got his helmet. Luckily, Jaskalainen read it really well. We might seeing us have a chance in a minute. We've not had any shots in this game so far, which is a bit of a concern. I'm training a backup formation with 5 at the back, just in case things start really declining. Because I just think, you know, we are fighting, you know, for our lives here against a lot of rich teams. I looked at the turnover and what teams are making. We make 1.2 million in revenue. The rest make like 26. So we really are batting against, you know, higher opposition here. But Parks comes forward now, can get the ball across if he can. Good sliding tackle there. Lamina plays it back in though really well. It's gone off for a goal kick. No, it was offside luckily. But anyway, marks of intent from Fulham here as they pick up another corner now. It's going to be taken by Novias. He's going to play it in. There's players waiting. It's off the line from Wolford. Good marking on the post. Goalkeeper was beaten there. And here come Fulham again. It's all one-way traffic in this first half. Foyth can pick the ball up now and play it forward to Lamina. We need to try and counter-attack this lot really, I think. Mitrovic is there playing down to Antuna. Antuna down to Diaz, who's got the space and he's put it in the bottom corner. Oh dear, it's 2-0 here before half time. This is looking like our season has finally dipped. We did ride our luck a bit against Man City, I guess, in the circumstances, despite missing a penalty. But anyway, Fulham take a 2-goal lead here as we get towards half time. We don't want to concede a third. We're very narrow, as you can see as well, which might be one of the problems we've got to look at as well. Goalkeeper possibly should have done better. It was near enough to him where he might have got a hand on it. But unfortunately here, we're 2-0 down. Right, goal kick. Let's snatch a goal here out of nowhere just to really put the cat amongst the pigeons here. Antuna and Boller are matching up against each other. It's going to be Antuna who comes out on top. Mitrovic dropping down with Diaz. This side here has been absolutely brilliant. And there's Sandro, and it is a third. Oh, no. Oh dear guys, we were getting so confident after the first few games and now all of a sudden it's all looking a little bit sketchy. Mitrovic now have a good ball down in the replay as you can see. Antuna beat the offside trap there. Good ball across. Sandro was really aware. Wolfenden wasn't. Jaskalainen tried to stop it. Unfortunately for us, got his hands on it. It still went into the back of the net. Going to be one of those, I think. The midfield today is losing that battle, which is not what we want to see. I wonder if Dozell might come on second half for Hume, who's in the book as well. 3 minutes of added time now. We're going to have to maybe tactically change this as well. Corner though, hopefully we don't concede another. This would be a disaster. Novias plays it across. Sandro's at the back post. Luckily, Jaskalainen did well there. Oh my word. It's getting a bit sketchy. Half time. It is 3-0. Right, this is a disaster. I'm far from pleased. Right, let's go to the tactics here and see what we can do. I think Callum Hume can come off with Dozell. I think that's a good idea. And I wonder if perhaps we should go a bit more attacking in the circumstances. We could end up biting the bullet here if we do this. But you know what? Let's go for it. In for a penny, in for a pound. We'll go back to the original formation, head to the dressing room, start the second half here, see if this makes a difference. Dozell goes into attacking mid position for the second half. The formation that got us to where we are today, a bit more attacking. Might be too late, might put us a few more goals down, but we've got to give it a go here in the circumstances. Anyway, Wolverhampton take a throw in now. Can we get an early goal to really start worrying Fulham? Going to pick the ball up again. Turnbull now can play up to Hamilton. We're pushing really high up, as you can see there. The defenders are over the halfway line trying to make something happen here. We've not had a shot on target in this game yet, which is quite a concern as the time ticks forward. I do wonder, like I say, about tactics. That's where we're going to make the difference this year in the Premier League. We've made some good signings, I think, but it's always going to be a bit of an uphill challenge with the budget versus everyone else. Anyway, Lamina can pick the ball up now for Fulham. He plays it down here to Parks, who's coming forward. Can Parks find someone for Fulham? Plays it back inside. Lundstrom's waiting at Sheffield United. Backheel pass there. Novias has got a strike on him. Hits the defender. Goes off for a throw in here. 60 minutes on the clock. Still looking like we're in a bit of trouble here. I do wonder if Wolfden might have to come off in the circumstances as well, because he's in the book here and he's not performing particularly well. Anyway, thrown in now for Fulham again. Sandro will pick this ball up, plays down to Lemina. So much space here, up to Lundstrom. Lundstrom now plays it back inside. They're going to play through us. Turnbull trying to get his foot on it. Every time we win the ball, we give it straight back, which is the problem. Here comes Diaz now. Diaz and Novaes are linking up really well today. They've been the danger men for Fulham. Ball down to Parks on the right hand side, ball back across. We're just ball watching here, just trying to get something on it. They're really running us a bit ragged here in the circumstances. Anyway, we lose the highlight luckily. Do I get Wolfenden off here? I don't think so. Roberts is performing awfully today. Right, so we're going to get Goodmanson on instead and hope that we're not covering off the other card won't hurt us too much. Anyway, Fulham with a free kick now. Novaes in towards the back post. Sandro has scored. It is 4. Oh, I think there's an offside in there, luckily, which might spare our blushes. The referee's going to have a look at this. VAR is having a look at this. Of course, our first season with VAR as an option, goal has been disallowed. We'll take that. I mean, it'd be just quite nice to get a couple of consolation goals here, just to show that, you know, we can compete, because I'm a bit concerned how our performances have dropped off a cliff a bit in the last couple of games. Against Blackburn, we were kind of fortunate as well to get the 1-0 win in the circumstances. Maybe I've lent on them a little bit too much, but I still think, you know, the performances could be better in the circumstances. Time's ticking away though. Looks like it's going to be a home defeat for Ipswich against Fulham. 2 minutes of added time is up. That is going to be all she wrote in this one. Back-to-back defeats is not ideal after such a good start, you know, but there we go. Goodmanson clears it now, and that is all she wrote. Ipswich 0, Fulham 3. Stuff to think about, because up top, nothing was happening in that game. We weren't even getting the ball to them. I expect to see you all in training tomorrow. I don't want to kick them too much, but like we still got to get the job done right and perform a bit better than that. I'm going to say we didn't get going as before. Poor performance. We have to do better for sure. We have to do better on the training ground here. Drops us to 9th place. 5 games, 7 points. 0 goal difference now. Dropping us back down away from this top group. I mean, we have no intention of being in that top group because it won't happen. But anyway, groin strain for Herbie Kane as well. I'll leave that to the physio. It could have been a lot worse in the circumstances. Anyway, quickly save the game here, and then we're going to have a quick look at where we'll come back next time. And like I say, hopefully I can make a few tactical changes now just to tweak us perhaps, and just to make sure that we can improve in the circumstances. So we will see. Let's head to the schedule now. Back-to-back defeats after a good win against Blackburn there, and obviously the Carabao Cup win. So we've got Swansea next. I think I'll skip that and we'll give you the goal rush of that one. Then we'll come back with Liverpool and Tottenham for a big double header in what could be games we get absolutely hammered, but we will see. Anyway guys, thank you very much for joining us for this episode of Ipswich Town in the Premier League, almost live. I've been your host, Simone Tom Smith, right here on FM303. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment and hit the notification button, because then you'll see exactly what's going on when it happens, as soon as it happens. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers now. Goodbye.